How's everybody doing? I'm just going to record this. I'm not going to go live. I've just been sitting here and I've been watching the neighborhood, watching the kids, and now I come across a video of a guy that I have a lot of respect for. So I want to piggyback off of him as far as today's society. And people doesn't realize that society is the main culprit of how our youth, how our middle age, how our adults are going about their everyday lives. You know, I sit out here every day and I watch kids in the neighborhood. Yes, I'm sitting at my house right now because this is what I do in the evening times. I sit out and I take notice of the neighborhood because when I grew up, the number one thing or the number one saying was it takes a neighborhood to raise a child. And we've gotten so far away from that we've lost our children. Not because of something we've done, but because of what society has chose for us. And we've gotten caught up in it. And years ago, I wrote a poem, Where Have All the Children Gone? Our children, they no longer exist as we know them because of what society has allowed kids, parents, grandparents to do. Society has taken everything away from parents, from the grandparents, from adults entirely, and given all the power in the world to our youth. A lot of you know what I'm talking about when I say this, because I say this because we no longer can raise our children the way our children, or I'm going to get a little bit deeper, raise our children according to the way God said we're to raise our children. Society has put their handprint on all of it. I find myself sitting here every day watching kids every day in my neighborhood and seeing how they're being raised. Society has put out there for them, and I am not talking about the children, but when I say them, I talk about the adults. They put it out there that it's okay to put in the hands of a child a tablet and leave that tablet to be their babysitter. Now, don't get me wrong, I am all for modern technology if we're going to use it the way that it was intended to be used. But when society has turned an eye on the way that we are presenting this to our youth, I find it one of the greatest crimes on our youth in America and abroad. Now, I don't know if I'm alone in this thinking, but I watch it every day. Society has said it's okay for the tablets, the cell phones, the TV to be the babysitter because we're going to allow those things to teach our kids the way they supposed to be raised and taught. Listen, I am not on that. Believe this, I am old school. I believe in involvement from us who are adults and are raising these kids and want them to give their all and all as they go through life. And we are having a lot of failing kids because of what society has passed down to us who are raising these kids. We need to step up. They tell me all the time, oh, you just old school. It's new. It's not about old school. And I beg to differ because I believe that everything goes round and round and round and it always comes back to the same simple truth. Believe me, I know, because I was a youth and I sent my parents through all kinds of agony because of the things that I did growing up, the way I was raised growing up, the rebellious spirit that I had in me. I chose to send my parents through things that I wouldn't dare send my children, my grandchildren through today. This is what I mean to where life goes round and round and everything comes back. What was yesterday becomes today. And I use this as an example. I was watching Five Heartbeats and I noticed the guy Duck wearing these glasses way back yesteryear when the movie first started going out. And I guarantee you those glasses back then are here in 2019. The same glasses Duck wore back then, we're wearing them again. Because that's what life does. So don't get me wrong when I say that the way we teach our kids, we've got to always remember old school tactics will always be new day tactics. Because what worked 19 yesteryear will work 19, 20, 19 today. You got to understand it and you got to believe it and you got to understand it. Because our youth today are going one by the wayside. They're killing each other. They're ODing on the drugs and alcohol. Yes, it's a part of life. But it's all about what we teach these kids and instill in these kids and understand that this is what it is all about. What you did is what I did, and what my mother and my father, their father and their mother has did years before we done it. I've been rambling on and on and on and on, and I pray right now that someone listening to this, regardless of the rambling that I've made about our youth today, will get something up out of this, because I am trying to make a